I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in catology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika. Para more
More ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the Giga Life app and choose Giga Power. Simple, smart code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Hi, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! And on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
Emotional ka pa coming into this game dahil kanina hinatid mo sa airport ang iyong rebound for the Rum Masters. Up and out, kick out, Valoria, corner free, that's good. Oh, take a look at this again on our replay screens. Utrecht, Valoria, corner free. Pass that ball, Maria, attacking Samuel Zaylan. It's a very good rebounder on his own. Ato Molar puts it up from the top of the key, swish. Peralta, all day to shoot. Spreads out. Plaza and Jonah Clarito wrestling for it, Nico.
Inside, like look at this replay right here. They do not want to let anyone get that rebound. Talagang laban na ng palagto eh, oh.
Asuncion pops one up from deep, and Tanduay once again knocks it down from downtown. Take a look at this on our replay screen, folks. De La Virgen, the drive home. Elbow to the chin for Orlas Alban. Looking to attack, but Asuncion able to track that down. Leaves it up for MJ on the fast break. Easy to score from inside, connected from deep, putting up the pace as Jonah Clarito scores from his close. While Eterhan Tanduay. Plaza thought about it against Aldua. Spin. Cedric gets the basket. Nagdagan mamaya ng isa.
Well, no need to overthink this here from Plaza. Jump fake, taking it to the left, and then going back to the right. That's top shoulder layup by Plaza.
At yung end-one na yun, nalinsanin ng Euro ng buong brigade on Ladies Eva. Oh, almost a near turnover that time. Asuncion gets Asuncion stop and foul free. That job for JC.
As I said earlier, Anthony, the 3-point game will be the X factor for either team. They could hit the deep, just like that one. Yes, that's why knowing the weak points of San Juan, they have taken advantage of the zone defense as you see in this replay here.
As the saying goes, basketball never stops here at the Muntinlupa Sports Center as we bring you the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. And we've got a slobber knocker here as our second game of our triple header features the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers trying to bounce back from a 2-game losing streak going up against a team sporting an immaculate record, the 6-0 Tanduay Rum Masters. Magandang hapon mga ka-PhilBasket who's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Kumu, and TikTok and our delayed telecast on Solar Sports. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan alongside Javi Palanya. And also our third member on the sidelines really hustling here, si Cathy Abayon. So, diretso na tayo sa team standings, Javi. Both teams trying to be at the top of the food chain. But ito, unahin na natin itong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. Now at 4-3 after that back-to-back losses.
That's right, they're on the 5th spot right now. And they still have a chance to go for that twice-to-beat incentive in the top 4. They're just behind San Juan. They are actually tied right now at 4-3, so they still definitely have a good chance of going for that twice-to-beat spot in the top 4. So very important game itong last remaining games sila if gusto pa nila pumasok dun sa top 4.
Tandaan natin, top 4 gets that twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinal round. Samantala itong FSD Makati, they went up against the All-Star Bacolod Ballers Bingo Plus in their last game. And it was a close game all throughout, but itong All-Star Bacolod pulled out late.
That's right. Only 35 rebounds compared to the 42. They're averaging 41.9 in this tournament. As you see the numbers here on your screens. 15 assists only compared to 21 nitong All-Star Bacolod Ballers Bingo Plus. They average 18.9, well below their average. Itong numbers na pinakita nila during this game in 5 fast break points compared to the 12 that they gave out to the Bacolod Ballers in that match.
Meanwhile, Jake Diwa, back-to-back double-double performances, leading his team in points and rebounds.
Yeah, Jake Diwa has really been one of the bright spots, or maybe the brightest spot para dito kay Coach Ronnie Cahanding. Always registering double-digit points and rebounds despite being an undersized forward inside the paint.
Samantala, Lord D. Casajeros, really known for his defense but really stepped up in their game against Bacolod.
You see there, 12 points, 4 out of 5 from the field, and 2 rebounds. He's only averaging 7.2 points per ball game, but stepped up on the offensive end for AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. However, it was not enough for them to pull away with that victory.
Samantala, punta natin to Tanduay. Baka may ibang nagsasabi, very fluky itong start nila. But beating teams like Nueva Ecija and San Juan, you gotta like their chances.
Well, Nueva Ecija, we know, coming into this tournament, was the obvious favorite because of their very stacked roster. But Tanduay flipping the script right away in that very first match, winning that game 86-82, and they cruised into their next 5 matches, winning all those games and now sporting a 6-0 record. We'll see if they could sustain that winning run against a very dangerous AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers, who are also capable of winning this match.
Jong Baloria, alaman natin, he could score the lights out, but in their last game, 24 points all in the first half, a field basket record.
Jong Baloria, a known gunner, especially in his days with the Perpetual Health Altas, averaging only 9.8 points per game. But yun nga, scored 26 points against ICC, 24 in that first half, matching the record by Patrick Cabahog of the Danao City MJAS Zenith. Jong Baloria, will see if he can sustain that kind of offensive production para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva in this game against the Cavaliers.
Si Cathy Abayo nakaabang na ngayon. She is with Tanduay Rom Masters, Rudy Linganay.
Thank you, Ken. Rudy, nung last game naka-rest ka, kasama si Jexter, ano yung mga nakita mo from the bench na kailangan mong i-apply sa game ngayon?
Siguro yung kailangan lang maging aggressive lagi. Especially pag pinasok ni coach kasi last time kasi every bad start kami lagi. So every third quarter doon pa kami pag nalalamangan na kami, doon pa yung kaya sabi ni coach, nanood ba kayo ng Space Jam? Kasi pag yung maininom daw si Jordan doon pa kami pag parang ganun, pag maininom kami doon naging aggressive kami sa game Yun.
Kung ano man yung iniinom doon, no? Well, yung AFP, medyo malakas sila na team. Pinaghandaan kayo ng maayos. Ano yung anticipation niyo for today?
Siguro yung nila, physicality nila kasi siyempre kailangan lang namin, especially may game sila yesterday. So mas kailangan lang namin maging aggressive sa game na to. Takbo namin sila. Siguro yung susi siguro na papanalo namin itong game na to.
Thank you, Rudy, and good luck for your game today. Back to you, Happy and Ken.
Thank you, Cathy. And ito na, bakbakan na. Itong Tanduay Rom Masters going up against the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. And we turn you over to Ryan Villena for our player introductions.
Good afternoon, live from the Muntinlupa Sports Center. This is Phil Basket Summer Championship 2022, presented by Pure Gold. This is the second game of our triple header featuring AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers and the Tanduay Rom Masters. Are you ready? Let's meet the starters of AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. At point guard, standing 6 foot flat from Arellano University, number 2, Renz Alcoriza. At shooting guard, 6'1" from the Philippine Army Private First Class, number 4, Mar Villahermosa. At small forward, standing 6'1" from the Philippine Air Force, Airman First Class, number 14, Jake Diwa. At power forward, 6'3" from the Philippine Army, Private First Class, number 21, Chopper Custodio. And at center, standing 6'3" from the Philippine Army, Private First Class, number 20, Jan Colina. The head coach of AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers is Ronnie Cahanding. And now the starters of the Tanduay Rom Masters. At point guard, 5'10" from the University of the East, number 10, Rudy Linganay. At shooting guard, 5'11" from the University of Perpetual Health Systems Alta, number 45, Jong Baloria. At small forward, 6'1" from the University of the East, number 18, Ralph Olivares. At power forward, standing 6'4" from the University of San Rizal, number 43, Dexter Apinan. And at center, 6'6" from San Rizal University, number 24, Mark Cruz. The head coach of Tanduay is Pocholo Villanueva. Our official.
Surprise starter para dito sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. Renz Alcoriza, who has struggled mightily para dito sa Cavaliers, will start at shooting guard. Samantala, Tanduay Rum Masters, Dexter Apinan and Rudy Linganay, who did not play in their last game, starting here for the Rum Masters.
No pure point guard here on the side of Coach Ronnie Kahanding. Hubert Cani started their last game, but opting to go with the backcourt of Marvilla Hermosa and Renza Alcoriza. Let's see if the ploy of starting Renza Alcoriza will help him find his rhythm early on.
Tignan natin as the first tip goes to the Tanduay Rum Masters. Linganay, Dexter Apinan. Pasa dito kay Mark Cruz. And they get the first 2 points of the match.
Immediately they get something inside the Tanduay Rum Masters. Having Mark Cruz score on an inside basket. He has been very steady here for Coach Cholo Villanueva.
Pinanggit mo, Javi, walang pure point guard dito sa mga nakaputi. Renz Alcoriza and Marvilla Hermosa manning the backcourt. What does that tell you?
Well, it's going to be hard for them to orchestrate on the offensive end. But let's see if Renz Alcoriza can prove us wrong here and set the table well for the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. Because whenever Hubert Cani is on the floor, FSD looks to play beautiful music on the offensive end because he's able to identify the seams of the defense and get those easy baskets for his teammates.
We mentioned Hubert Cani had 6 points, only 3 out of 10 field goal shooting against the All-Star Bacolod Bingo Plus, but certainly their best point guard as Jong Baloria, picking up from where he left off in the last game, knocks down a free.
That's a good sign there if you're Coach Cholo Villanueva, having one of your top gunners in Jong Baloria knock down their first shot from distance. And Dexter Apinan with the steal, 2-on-1 break here.
Apinan, pasa dito kay Baloria, the bang in the bucket.
Very unselfish play there by Dexter Apinan. He already had an opportunity to lay it up and in, but opting to leave it for Jong Baloria, who gets his 5th point and goes for 6 at the charity stripe right here.
And that assist delivery is brought to you by Happily, which is now available via Grab Delivery and Takeout.
Speedy offense here para sa Tanduay Rum Masters, cruising to an 8-0 run. And Coach Ronnie Kahanding pressing the timeout button right away. We are just barely 2 minutes into the first quarter, Ken.
Timeout muna tayo. 8-0 is our tally. The president and founder of Phil Basket, Mr. Jai Reyes. Nakalaro natin yan sa bubble. Ano masasabi mo, Javi? Pwedeng-pwede pa, di ba?
Pwedeng-pwede pa. He definitely has that itch to play pa rin, but opting to go for the bigger picture, providing opportunities for a lot of the players in the country to showcase their talents here sa Phil Basket. It's a very noble job here committed to by Commissioner Jai Reyes.
Yuso Cristiana, di maunahan earlier. Alam naman natin kung sino ang kanyang pinapanigan dito as Jake Diwa, empty on that trip.
Oh, Cristiana dumaunahan. Of course, the daughter of former Ginebra player, Aris de Maunahan, a player herself for the National University Bulldogs.
Apinan, high-low play para dito kay Cruz. Overcooks that one. Olivares, kontra dito kay Custodio. 5 seconds to work with. Fadeaway jumper, wala.
A good defense there by Joffer Custodio, forcing Olivares into a difficult shot.
Villahermosa, attack the defense. Wala pa din doon. Under 8 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Linganay, wide open. No.
Linganay was left open there. They were marking Jong Baloria on the right corner, but missing on that try there was the former UE Red Warrior.
Alcoriza using that double high screen. Villahermosa. Pasa dito kay Colina. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And fishes that foul call kontra dito kay Mark Cruz.
Mark Cruz was slightly behind on that challenge. And when John Colina went for the fake, he got baited.
As we take a look, itong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. Tandaan natin, last season, only 2-8. A marked improvement from their performance sa Subic Bubble. But in the bigger picture, Javi, 4-3. They still have a shot para dun sa twice-to-beat advantage sa top 4.
They had a 4-game winning streak prior to this 2-game skid that they're having right now. It's going to be a tough battle for them if they want to regain their winning ways against the #1 team in our league right now, the Tanduay Rum Masters.
Tanduay, meanwhile, 6-0. They've been impressive so far. Second in the league in scoring as Baloria, a big reason why. Now that's his second free of the match.
9 points already in the game. He has 9 out of the 11 ng Tanduay.
Parang gusto ulit humabol ng record eh. Tingnan natin, Jake Diwa finds Mar Villahermosa in the post. Balik dito kay Jake. And another turnover, almost. But only 3.5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Defense really the name of the game for Coach Cholo Villanueva as we look at this handoff by Mark Cruz to Jong Baloria. Another 3 from the left wing.
Villahermosa looking for a friend. Muntig, at ito na nga, tuluyan na naagaw. Jexter Apinan. Bounce pass here. Linganay bitin sa kanyang tira. Mark Cruz. Back to Rudy. There's a mismatch right there. Kontra dito kay Custodio. Step back jumper. Too strong. Mark Cruz finds Jexter Apinan inside.
Rebounds have definitely been the problem so far para dito sa AFP-FSD.
Makikibalita muna tayo kay Kathy Abayon. Kathy, anong meron?
I was able to talk to Coach Cholo Villanueva, and he said amidst the 6-0 record, they haven't proven anything yet. He just asked his players to start aggressively and take it one game at a time. On the other hand, Coach Ronnie Kahanding also said that playing with a really good team like Tanduay means they have to be consistent with both their offense and defense. Coming from just a day off in between back-to-back games, fatigue may be a factor, but they will definitely not back down. Ken and Javi.
Thank you, Kathy and Javi. We talk about Coach Ronnie Kahanding really lamenting kasi 4 out of the 5 days, they've played 4 games. Grabe, nakakapagod yung ganong klaseng schedule.
And we're seeing the red shirts really pounce on that advantage right here, really going for those 3-point shots and those fast break opportunities. AFP having a hard time going back on defense and challenging them in transition.
Wala pa din po para kay Renz Alcoriza. 13-1 is our tally. Under 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Linganay. Baloria, you've mentioned, 9 points. Apinan. Hands it off to Rudy. 8 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Kontra dito kay Casajeros. Jexter. Nice find. Mark Cruz, short stab.
I believe that pass was intended for Ralph Olivares, but Mark Cruz timing that catch on that play and sinking that mid-range jumper.
Joffer Custodio, maniniwala ka ba, Javi? 0 out of 1. Isa lang itinira nung last game.
Really, Joffer Custodio?
O yan, nakalaisa na. But misses on that 3.
Not really very characteristic for Joffer Custodio to just attempt 1 shot in a game.
And to add to his woes, already 0 out of 8 dating back to their last game as Jexter Apinan knocks down the 3-pointer.
Now, when Dexter Apinan is able to sink a three-point shot, you really have to be worried because that is really not his cup of tea. But when he's able to make that, then you have to be really worried.
18-1 is our tally. Tanduay, early start here with 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, we mentioned at the top of our coverage, no pure point guard on the side here of Coach Ronnie Kahanding to begin the game. And Tanduay has really put on the pressure in the backcourt pa lang. And they have been able to force a lot of turnovers, getting them easy baskets and easy opportunities.
As Jong Baloriat trying to add on to his total as Wilson is the official game ball of the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship. So interestingly, ito si Keith Pido ang pinasok nito ni Coach Ronnie Kahanding. As Baloriat now with 11 points. Darwin Cordero, papalitan muna dito si Renz Alcoriza.
Still this press here by Tanduay.
Recognizing their advantage in terms of wala nga itong pure point guard para dito sa AFP, Makati. Pido swings it. Cordero. At turnover na naman.
That's the fourth of the game para sa FSD.
Saan maganda dito, it's the bigs that are running para dito sa Tanduay to finish the fast break.
Well, if you see the roster nitong Tanduay, their bigs are really very active, very mobile, can move very well on the floor. Kaya pag fast break, minsan sila na yung tumatakbo.
Wala pa nga dito si Cedric Ablaza, third in scoring off the bench. Cordero, pull-up J, doesn't hit the rim. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. 20-1 ang ating talaan. Apinan fakes that handoff and gets that shot to drop.
Well, looks like the rest from the last game has been very beneficial dito para sa former Pasig Santa Lucia Realtor. Dexter Apinan taking the bump from Joffer Custodio, finishing with the left hand, absorbing the contact, and one opportunity para dito kay Apinan.
And that move is brought to you by Pure Gold. John Ray Villanueva, pinasok na dito in favor of Ralph Olivares.
And we're already more than halfway into the first period, Ken. Still no signs of Cedric Ablaza checking into this game. And I don't think Coach Cholo Villanueva still has reason to, because his top gunner really, you know, 23-1. And still a lot of turnovers piling up for AFP-FSD. Still no need for a Cedric Ablaza to come into the game. But as I say that, Coach Cholo Villanueva plucks him from the bench and he's at the scorer's table about to check in.
Sticking to his rotation, ito si Coach Cholo Villanueva. Meanwhile, AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers 0-7 from the field, 4 turnovers. Grabe, nightmare start ito para sa kanila.
They're also dominating the rebounding battle, talking about the Tanduay Rum Masters, 11-3.
Doubling their attempts from a field goal. Meanwhile, to John Ray Villanueva kontra dito kay Cordero. Ablaza finds Dexter Apinan inside. And Coach Ronnie Kahanding burning his last time out here in the first half. They are trailing by 24 points, 3 minutes and 32 seconds left.
Excellent hockey pass there by John Ray Villanueva. Roll by Cedric Ablaza, finding his partner Dexter Apinan for the point-blank finish.
That instant replay is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Cedric Ablaza, binanggit mo, Javi, hindi na kailangan ipasok in their last game. Only 9 minutes but still effective.
In 9 minutes and 9 points, still being able to contribute versus the ICC Blue Hawks. He already sees his first action here in this game. We'll see if the lead will further be padded on. But Pido is able to score a rare basket para dito sa Cavaliers.
Keith Pido stopping the bleeding para dito sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. But a big mountain to climb here. 22-point lead. 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
And MJ Del Vergen able to control the pressure of Keith Pido, forcing him to commit a foul as he was bringing the ball down.
MJ De La Vergen, a product of JRU. Nakasama na dyan si Paulo Pontejos. Meanwhile, Casajeros banging bodies with Jexter Apinan as happily is available via grab delivery and takeout.
Obvious mismatch in terms of the height standpoint right there on the middle block. Lord Casajeros committing a foul against Jexter Apinan. Apinan really very aggressive in this game. Already has 10 points, a chance to make it a dozen. And usually Jexter Apinan doesn't really score a lot. He does a little bit of everything para dito kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. But right now really doing well on the offensive end.
Jexter Apinan leading, actually one of the leaders in steals per contest, 1.4. Also averaging 11.2 points and 8.4 rebounds.
It's always impressive when a big man playing the 4 or 5 spot for your team is able to be one of the leaders in steals.
Always gives 100% kahit na nung nasa Pasig Santa Lucia siya. Meanwhile, Tanduay up by 22. Baloria drills a free.
He is now just 10 points away from the record he just set in that last game versus ICC. 14 points. Still have a lot of time remaining in the first half. We're just about to wind down our first period. And he already has 14 points.
Off that handoff, Jong Baloria scorching hot from downtown.
Same play, Ken. They have been able to run that second consecutive time. Kanina it was Mark Cruz who handed the ball off, and AFP has been having a hard time challenging that.
Pido attempts a free. He now has 5 points for the cause nitong Cavaliers.
5 out of 6 points of the white shirts coming from Keith Pido. Somewhat of a spark here para kay Coach Ronnie Kahanding. Let's see if it will rub up on his teammates and finish this quarter strong.
Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Ablaza thinking free. Inatake ang depensa ito ni Francisco. Doesn't matter para kay Cedric Ablaze.
Confident and comfortable releasing that fadeaway jumper despite the defense of Hel Francisco right in his face.
Cordero. Nagkalaban daw sila nito ni Rudy Lingganay sa Zamboanga.
Oh yeah, definitely mga kababayan yan. In fact, Darwin Cordero, one of the top players of the land of Zamboanga during his time.
Sana nakakatuwa dito kay Darwin. Napakabait. Pag kinakausap ko, really mild-mannered. Meanwhile, John Ray Villanueva unable to join the party, but they are still up by 24 points. Cordero. Only 16 seconds left on the shot clock, but Tanduay Rum Masters dominant so far.
Darwin Cordero seeing limited action only. And John Formento is put in by Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
Pido swings it to Francisco. Formento for free. That will help. John Formento certainly could shoot the lights out para dito sa mga nakaputi.
And he always looks to shoot, Ken. Whenever he has the ball, he is always thinking score.
Last game nila, scoreless in 2 field goal attempts kontra dito sa All-Star Bacolod. Only played 9 minutes in that match. Pido, forward pass. Chad Alonso for... Wow! Cedric Ablaza erasing that shot.
Oh, excellent recovery there by Ablaza. That was a great pass thrown by Pido.
Akala ko gamey na yun eh. Biglang sumulpot si Cedric Ablaza, swatting that ball away.
Oh, great timing. Let's see that once again. Chad Alonso thought he had an open lane to the basket, but Cedric Ablaza just right on time. And King Importante providing the added effort to keep that possession para sa Tanduay Rum Masters.
Cedric Ablaza, binanggit natin, 19.2 points per contest. Third overall sa PhilBasket while doing that coming off the bench. 7.2 rebounds and tied for 6 in terms of blocks per contest with 1.2. Solid numbers para dito kay Cedric.
And I think a big part of why Tanduay is now 6-0, we're more than halfway through our tournament, is a lot because Coach Cholo Villanueva has really defined the roles of his players. Everybody not really trying to do too much for their squad, but really total team effort always para dito sa Tanduay.
Cedric Ablaza, actually same number of minutes yung nilalaro niya nung naglalaro siya for Pasig Santa Lucia in the Subic bubble. But nag-skyrocket talaga yung numbers niya para dito sa Tanduay.
You see his confidence is really up there. He's looking for his shot and draining them at a very high percentage. And a big reason why they are at the top of the team standings right now.
Played for STI College with the likes of Japs Bautista. Alam ko naglaro din dyan, Coach Hammer Antonio, Mon Mabayo. So very rich din in basketball tradition, yung STI College.
And one more guy who also played for the STI Olympians, Hesid Gabo.
Wow, right. Hesid Gabo.
That was before he transferred to Mapua.
5 seconds na lang nalalabi sa ating first quarter. Turnover again for the Cavaliers as King Importante seemingly beat the buzzer. Extending the lead netong Tanduay to 23 points at the end of the first quarter, 32-9.
And what a way to punctuate what was a dominant first period here for the Tanduay Rum Masters. June Baloria able to do it from all spots on the floor, inside, outside, and Dexter Apinan amply backing him up. Keith Pido able to light a small spark here for AFP as they were down by a lot, only scoring a solitary point during the most of that first period.
23-point lead for Tanduay here at the end of the first quarter. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center where we bring you the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship. Ako po si Ken Panglinan. Kasama si Javi Palanya and Cathy Abayon working the sidelines. What a start for Tanduay. 25-1 run to open things up here in the first quarter.
Already 32 points to begin this second quarter. Blistering start here for the Rum Masters. Let's see if AFP can catch up and trim this deficit.
What's troubling here for AFP as we take a look at the field goal shooting? Dominant so far itong Tanduay.
21% for AFP and 57. Very impressive for the red shirts. But AFP able to start this quarter on a high note with a 3 there.
The 5 on the floor for Tanduay. De La Vergen, King Importante who spins down the lane and knocks that shot. Kasama nila ito si John Ray Villanueva, Ced Ablaza, and John Ampuluto. Samantala for the white shirts, Helino Francisco, Hubert Cani, Chad Alonso, Jan Formento, and Lordy Casajeros.
There's something different about King Importante in this game. He's moving a lot better and more confident on his drives.
Turnover again for the Cavaliers. 5-on-2 break. John Ampuluto, sorry miss. But again, Javi, the big men running para dito sa Tanduay.
The big men are running for Tanduay. Meanwhile, on AFP, it has been poor transition defense. Nobody really back there but a single player para sa Cavaliers. They have to play better when the ball goes back to Tanduay to prevent them from going for those easy baskets on the break. And a backcourt violation, sorry, an 8-second violation here committed by the Cavaliers. That's already their 8th turnover of this match. Not really boding well for the cause of the Cavaliers.
Mas masakit yung mga ganun, mga mental lapse, humahabol ka na nga.
And there wasn't really any pressure in that backcourt.
Importante, binanggit mo, really aggressive here. This time comes out empty. Cani, kontra dito kay De La Vergen. Kicks it out, Chad Alonzo. Kontra dito kay Amboluto. Drains that mid-range J.
Well, how many times have you seen that from Chad Alonzo? Going back to his days from the Adamson Falcons up to when he went up to the PBA. This time providing the veteran presence para sa Cavaliers.
Marami din na panalo dyan. Sa Harbor Center, ito si Chad Alonzo in the PBL. Meanwhile, MJ De La Vergen, no go. 20-point lead, 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. Alonzo trying to fish for that foul. Takbuhan na naman tayo dito. Importante. De La Vergen for free. Wala. John Ray Villanueva trying to clean up the miss. Maganda dito sa Tanduay, Javi. Sila'y pailamang, sila pa'y ume-effort sa rebounds.
Exactly. They have been giving it 110% on transition, on the boards, on defense. They have been doing everything right para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. Meanwhile, on the side of the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers, still poor transition defense being shown. You see there, Jan Formento lagging behind. That is why John Ray Villanueva was able to go for the offensive rebound. Nobody really boxing him out.
10 turnovers na dito para sa Cavaliers as John Amboluto empty at the free throw line. Balik ang bola dito sa Cavaliers. You know, Javi, one guy who has been struggling so far para dito sa Makati has been Marvil Hermosa. His numbers have been down from an impressive season nung nasa Subic bubble sila.
Yeah, he has been blowing hot and cold in this tournament. And another dangerous pass thrown by the Cavaliers.
Only 10.8 points per contest, down from 14.2 nung sila'y nasa Subic. As our prize money sponsor is brought to us by Medisure Pharmacy. De La Vergen, bigay dito kay Importante. Back to MJ. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ablaza finds John Ray Villanueva. That's good.
They are just clicking on all cylinders here, talking about the Rum Masters, taking the ball inside and outside, really making it hard for the defense to anticipate what shots they're going to take.
That's their 5th three-pointer already in the half. Ascani trying to make things happen. Mark Villahermosa knocks down a three-pointer.
And you see the difference when you have a Hubert Cani on the floor. He's able to draw the defense, being an offensive threat himself, and kicking it out to his shooter, Marvilla Hermosa. Still a 20-point lead, though, being stared at by the Cavaliers. They'll have to do a lot more on the defensive end. See their hesitation, drive into the lane, kicks it out on the left corner. Marvilla Hermosa is money.
MJ De La Vergen caught ball watching there. Meanwhile, nakabawi naman siya doon because Cedric Ablaza knocks down that mid-range jumper.
Sobrang sarap panoorin ni Cedric Ablaza. He's such a very simple player who doesn't really have a lot of flashy moves, but very, very effective.
Simpleng-simple lang eh, no? Very efficient. Meanwhile, Hubert Cani drops in that floater.
Slowly but surely, the former any ball pop in FEU Tamarao making an impact here for Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
Yung pinanggit mo, he was the former UAP Juniors Finals MVP back in 2013, as we would like to thank Cantigo Scoreboard Multisport Scoring Solutions. Villanueva. Natawagan ng traveling doon.
A 3 straight great possessions here by Hubert Cani. An assist to Marvilla Hermosa, a score, and then now forcing a stop, traveling violation on John Ray Villanueva. A chance again for the Cavaliers to trim this deficit.
20-point lead, 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter as Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. Kathy Abayon has this report.
Thank you, Ken. Coach Ronnie's huddle after the first quarter was very calm, but he said focus mainly on defensive plays. Magbasa tayo. He told his players to be conscious about the spots kung saan sila madalas napupuntasan, and sinabihan niya yung players niya na mag-adjust. Back to you, Ken and Javi.
Thank you, Kathy. Actually, Javi, nakausap ko to si Coach Ronnie earlier. Nung last 2 losses nila, nagustuhan naman niya yung effort ng players nila. It's just so na medyo gigil lang sila and those shots not dropping para sa kanila. Here in this ball game, what's your assessment so far?
Well, they haven't really shown a lot of that energy that Coach Ronnie has seen in their past 2 matches. And Tanduay really running away with this game so far. Another fast break opportunity converted on by the Rum Masters. Their transition defense hasn't really been there. And Jan Formento escaping with a backward violation right there. He had a foot across the half-court line already.
JC Asuncion and Joshua Gonzalez bagong pasok para dito sa mga nakapula. Hubert Cani, one-on-one with Joshua. Crossover dribble. Gets that foul call.
Cani right there recognizing that he had the advantage over the much taller Joshua Gonzalez. We see here another fast break finish by the former JRU heavy bomber JC Asuncion, who just checked into our game.
And that instant replay is brought to you by Smart. Simple. Smart ako.
Hubert Cani now at the line.
Splits from the free throw line. 21 pa rin ang hinahabol nitong Cavaliers. Jake Diwa intercepting that pass. Just past the halfway point here in the second quarter. Formento directing traffic. Sends it to Diwa. Takes a free, that's short.
That's really far from his comfort area. Talking about Jake Diwa. Usually operates inside. At that time, shooting a 3-pointer with a defense right there.
Joshua Gonzalez taking advantage of the bad defense itong Cavaliers.
Well, he hasn't shown a lot of prowess from the 3-point area this tournament. But Joshua Gonzalez able to knock it down. And the ball going our way here on the broadcast booth.
Also knocking down our drinks here in the broadcast booth. But Joshua Gonzalez, actually he played the last minutes during that tightly contested game kontra sa Kuala Lumpur Asil. Tasked to defend itong si Maybe and actually did a decent job on him.
All right, now showing that he also can do it on the offensive end for Coach Cholo Villanueva.
Colina kontra dito kay Blaza. Only 4 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. But Colina manufactures a shot there.
Obviously, John Colina having the advantage on the heft side right there against Cedric Ablaza and taking advantage.
Itong Cavaliers haven't broken the 20-point barrier so far. As Tanduay doubling their output, 44-22. King Importante, too strong on that free, but Ablaza, Asuncion, time winding down. Gonzalez, unable to attempt a shot there, kaya natawagan sila doon ng 24.
Rare defensive possession forced there by the Cavaliers. A shot clock violation, not very characteristic para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters.
But the good thing for, sorry Javi, but the good thing for the Cavaliers, matagal pa ito. 22-point lead, 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second quarter. As Wilson is the official game ball of the 2022 Field Basket Summer Championship.
And Gonzalez really expressing his displeasure over that foul call right there. A little bit overzealous on that pressure defense against Jan Formento.
Custodio, last 3 games, scoreless. 0 out of 8 from the beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Don Ochea, pinasok na rin ni Coach Cholo Villanueva. Villahermosa, Custodio. 6 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Villahermosa attacking the defense, kicks it out. Formento steps back, takes that free, and he knocks it down.
This guy was really born to score Itong si John Formento. Already 6 points in our game. Second 3 of the ball game.
From St. Clair College. Actually, hindi pa to gumagraduate daw. As still another playing year for St. Clair. Under 3 minutes remaining. Cavaliers have managed to cut the lead to 19 points.
They're starting to string together a number of stops here, talking about the Cavaliers. Have a chance to finish this quarter strong and cut this lead to maybe 10 or even single digits so that they don't have an uphill climb in the second half. It's always very tiring to catch up.
Formento being hounded by a double team. Nahanap si Mark Villahermosa from the left corner. Drills that three.
That spot has been money on the last couple of possessions para sa Cavaliers. A while ago, it was John Formento. This time, Mark Villahermosa sinking another three-pointer. 6 points na rin in this game for the former San Beda Red Lion.
Ablaza kicks it out. Gonzalez bumawi.
And he has joined in on the three-point party, talking about Joshua Gonzalez really showing up for Coach Cholo Villanueva.
Jake Diwa gustong sumali but doesn't knock that down. Ochea, pasa dito kay Asuncion. 2 minutes left here in the first half. Gonzalez, pumukol na naman sa tres. No go.
Heat check right there for Gonzalez.
Villahermosa, wala.
That's gonna be an over the back. Clearly.
Battle for the loose ball at natawagan doon si Jake Diwa.
Jake Diwa on their previous offensive possession, another three-point shot. You would like him to drive to the basket, get some shots inside to get his rhythm going.
Meanwhile, balik dito si Jong Baloria and Jexter Apinan. As we wind down the first half. 19-point lead being enjoyed here by Tanduay. Gonzalez kontra dito kay Formento. Trying to use his height advantage and does so here on the offensive end.
Already 8 points in the game para kay Gonzalez, the third leading scorer so far for the Rum Masters.
Back to a 21-point lead for Tanduay. Formento. Tight defense here by the Rum Masters. Villahermosa kontra dito kay Baloria. Kicks it out. Formento, bailout three. That's short.
And look at Jexter Apinan run for that rebound.
Jexter Apinan solid so far for Tanduay. 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Samahan mo na dyan, 1 steal. Perfect from the field. Itong si Apinan.
That previous offensive possession for AFP. They switched on that pick and roll by John Formento, and they do have the luxury of being able to switch on those pick and rolls because their big men are able to defend the guards of the opposing teams. That's why it's been very hard for AFP to go through that defense and get opportunities at the ring.
Meanwhile, John Formento and Don Ochea battling for possession there. Let's see what the referees will call here. And ayun na nga, on a sportsmanlike foul whistled against John Formento.
Well, it seems that it has become a habit for the Cavaliers to commit these unnecessary fouls during their games, and it doesn't really bode well for their cause because now that they're down by a big margin, they commit these kinds of fouls. This means 2 free throws in ball possession para sa Rum Masters. So this could possibly a 3 or 5 point swing, but Don Ochea misses on his charity try.
Just the other day, to si Hel Francisco got suspended in their last game. Nung nagkiskisan sila doon ni Michael Mabulak in their game against the Nueva Ecija Capitals. As timeout muna dito, ang Tanduay Rum Masters trying to set up their offensive play as they are up by 21 points, 49-28. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center kung saan lamang ang Tanduay Masters kontra sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers 49-28 with 52.4 seconds left here in the second quarter. Ako po si Ken Panglinan alongside Javi Palanya and Kathy Abayon working the sidelines in our second game of our triple header.
Flat start to say the least for the Cavaliers in this game. And Tanduay has just really been impressive.
Ochea swings it. Too much passing there as si Jexter Apinan naputukan ng 3-second violation.
Tanduay going to go for a 7-0 record. And AFP wanting to catch up dun sa top 4 natin. They're tied with San Juan right now at the 4th spot, trying to lock in on a twice-to-beat advantage. It's always very beneficial for you to have that twice-to-beat edge when you're in the playoffs.
Only 4 seconds left sa shot clock nitong Cavaliers. Mar Villahermosa, no. That tip almost draws, but Jake Diwa's second effort gets him the basket.
And that is more familiar territory for Jake Diwa. That shaded area is really where he likes to operate. Able to get that offensive rebound after multiple tips, finishing and going for an N1 opportunity.
Perhaps could ignite something para dito sa Cavaliers as they cut the lead to 18 points. 12 seconds left here in the first half. Ochea kontra dito kay Diwa. Cross court to Gonzalez. Pumukol sa 3. And he splashes it in.
And what a way to punctuate a very dominant first half para dito sa Tanduay Masters. Hitting from the inside, outside, three-point country, no problem. Joshua Gonzalez, seldom used by Coach Cholo Villanueva, but right now, the second leading scorer para sa kanyang koponan. 13 points now in the game.
3 pa para dito kay Joshua Gonzalez as the Tanduay Masters lead 51-31 at the half.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in catology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in Ensaymada Baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chica to chica.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the Giga Life app and choose Giga Power. Simple, smart a code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
You talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! And on 3, 1, 2, 3.
reaction over here.
Physicality, like I mentioned earlier, is off the course.
Rudy, quick crossover, move to the runner, he goes.
Well, as I said earlier here, you see Ganay dropping the shoulder to the left, taking it all the way for a float. So that kind of development will cause a lot of problems offensively.
And they give you different looks under different conditions. That's what they love it.
Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center, where we bring you the second game of our triple header here at the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. It's the Tanduay Rom Masters leading by 21 points, 52-31 over the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. As we take a look at some of the highlights here, Javi.
Jong Baloria really exploded in that first half, but a total team effort really for the Tanduay Masters. Credit coach Cholo Villanueva for always keeping his team ready. But Jan Formento and his teammates, Marvilla Hermosa, trying to get shots from the outside to trim this deficit, but it's still a tough 21-point hill to climb para dito sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. Guys like Joshua Gonzalez, not really known for his scoring throughout this tournament, really coming through para sa Tanduay in this game. Look at the 3-point field goal disparity. 8 out of 16 para sa Tanduay, 50%. Samantalang 6 out of 14 for 42% itong Cavaliers. Rebound story, plus 10 ang Tanduay in this game versus just the 15 for the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. And as I said earlier, total team effort, 15 assists for Tanduay. They're averaging only 19.3 assists per game in this tournament. They have a chance to even double that number come the second half. Steals have been also for Tanduay in this game. The pressure defense really holding for them. 6 steals compared to just 2 para dito sa dalawang koponan.
Jong Baloria started out hot here para dito sa Tanduay. 14 points leading itong Rom Masters. Samantala naman for the AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers, Marvilla Hermosa and Jan Formento with 6 points apiece. But it has been a struggle so far for Makati. They were down by as much as 25 points in the first half. Actually, Tanduay started out on a 25-1 run to open things up as Ralph Olivares adds on to that 3-point total.
Good start once again para dito sa Tanduay, picking up from where they left off in the first half.
New 5 here for the Cavaliers. Formento, Diwa, Francisco Alonzo, and Darwin Cordero. Samantala, for the Rom Masters, we have Baloria, Mark Cruz, Jexter Apinan, Rudy Lingana, and Ralph Olivares.
Jong Baloria able to block that pull-up jumper by Darwin Cordero. And another opportunity here for Tanduay to pad on to their lead. Jexter Apinan attempting a 3 despite the defense. Missed opportunity right there, in AFP on the run here.
Formento, hesitation dribble, trying to elude the defense. Itong si Jexter Apinan. Alonzo kicks it out. Francisco attacks the rim. Gets hammered there.
Good strong drive there by Hel Francisco into the middle of the defense. But he had Jan Formento wide open on the left corner. Good thing he was able to fish for a foul. Let's see if he can capitalize on these freebies.
El Francisco from Rizal Technological University. Actually had impressive numbers nung sila'y nasa Subic. 9 points and 5 rebounds sa contest. But playing a reduced role under Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
Well, understandably so. There have been a slew of guards here at the disposal of the Cavaliers. Guys like John Formento, Marvelia Hermosa, and Hubert Cani, making it hard for El Francisco to make a mark on their rotation.
Cavaliers trying to pressure itong Tanduay. 55-32 ang ating talaan. Apinan hands it off to Linganay. 6 seconds to work with. Olivares kontra dito kay Cordero. Using the Apinan screen. Takes that free. No. Formento. Fast break layup. Sorry, miss.
Well, he had the opportunity to give it up to Darwin Cordero, was slightly ahead of him, but taking it by himself.
Meanwhile, referees whistling for a foul there. Looks like El Francisco matatawagan dito.
This is what John Formento needs to understand, that he doesn't always have to go for the score. There's always a better play to make. And that time, Darwin Cordero could have finished that fast break opportunity for them.
High-low play. Shot clock winding down as El Francisco streaking down the lane for that fast break layup. As we turn you over to Kathy Abayon for this report. Kathy?
Thank you, Ken. AP's coaching staff focused mainly on their zone defense during the huddle. He reminded his men to take control. Sabi nga nila, ihatid ang bola doon sa libre. Naghahabol tayo. Coach Cornelio Manucat also emphasized the importance of efficiency and rebounds. He said this is also the first time that their team was out-rebounded significantly with only 12 rebounds compared to Tanduay's 25. Pero sabi nga niya, ang good news, we still have the third and the fourth quarter. Back to you, Ken and Javi.
Thank you, Kathy. Of course, Coach Sonny Manucat, a former PBA player, also played in the NBA. Solid point guard yan, who played in the early 2000s.
And Coach Ronnie Kahanding said in Kathy's report that they have to be able to locate the open man and give those opportunities to them, but not really doing a good job so far itong Cavaliers. And it always has to start with the point guard. And John Formento going back to the bench.
Hubert Cani, binalik na dito. Meanwhile, Joffer Custodio, replacing ito si Jake Diwa. Custodio, again, uncharacteristically, only one field goal attempt in the first half. As Jexter Apinan swipes another para dito sa Tanduay, finishing that fast break.
His speed has definitely not left him. Despite all these years that he has logged in his career, Jexter Apinan still a threat on both ends of the floor.
35 years old from Jose Rizal University and forcing an 8-second backcourt violation. Talking about itong Tanduay Rom Masters.
That is the second 8-second violation that Tanduay has forced in this game. That pressure defense really being a thorn on the side of the Cavaliers. Jexter Apinan, you see they're finishing his turnover that he forced.
Jexter Apinan, mahaba na nga. Ang galing pa ng anticipation eh. Meanwhile, Baloria buries that triple.
Missed his first try here in the second half, but making sure he makes his second. Jong Baloria, 17 now, going for 19.
Scoring machine here para sa Tanduay Rom Masters.
This press has really been a problem here, but Cordero able to break it. Joffer Custodio.
Joffer Custodio, first 2 points in 3 games.
This is still a big lead here that the Cavaliers have to climb.
30-point lead para dito sa Tanduay at mukhang mayroon tayong score malfunction kaya tatawag muna dito ng technical timeout.
Oh, the scoreboard here in the Muntinlupa Sports Center reads 47-34 pero may nagkamali ata dito sa ating screens.
You can see Rudy Linganay playing here para sa Tanduay Rom Masters. Interestingly, Javi, nagkalaban sila ni Coach Cholo Villanueva in that UAP Finals back in 2007 as we see the Kuala Lumpur Asil 4 wins, 5 losses. They will take on AMA Online Education in our later game at 7 p.m. So abangan nyo yan.
One of the revelations dito sa PhilBasket Summer Championship. Of course, most of the players that they have on their roster forming the core of the Malaysian national team. We anticipated that going in this tournament, because the Philippines always dominated the Malaysian national teams, that Kuala Lumpur would easily be beaten by our teams here sa PhilBasket, but they have definitely proven everybody wrong and have been very competitive. After their first game, they were able to adjust to the Philippine brand of basketball, the physicality, and really have been very impressive in handling that pressure.
Sa akala mo, Javi, ikaw lang nanonood ng UAAP. Sila din. They watched that UAAP game last Saturday. If you saw their Instagram account, you can follow them on Instagram, KL Asil.
They have really been very invested dito sa basketball scene ng Pilipinas and really want to learn from our countrymen because of the heavy passion that we have for the sport. Of course, wanting to progress on their own sa Malaysia.
Coach Jai Reyes having a chit-chat with Ralph Olivares. Who already has 5 points and 3 rebounds para dito sa Tanduay. So they're sorting out the scoreboard here. As itong Tanduay Rom Masters still up big kontra dito sa AFP-FSD Cavaliers. For those who are just tuning in, itong Tanduay Rom Masters went on a 25-1 run as we see Coach Cholo Villanueva played for De La Salle University in the early 2000s. Yun nga, nagnalo sila ng championship. Was named co-finals MVP alongside nito si JV Casio. Before he became a head coach para dito sa Tanduay, was an assistant under kay Coach Franz Pumarin and Vergel Meneses in JRU. As action resumes here, Chad Alonso mukhang natawagan ng foul doon after that Baloria attempt.
It's never a good thing to foul a jump shooter, much more someone who attempts a shot from the three-point area. And John Baloria has another chance to pad on to his scoring total, already 19 points in this game.
Sumama pa 4 na 3, 2 steal pa dito sa former University of Perpetual Help System Dalta standout. Nag-abot sila ni Jet Vidal, that 1-2 combination sa backcourt nitong Perpetual in the NCAA. Battled the likes itong sila, the pinatubo trio. Actually, nakalaban nila Calvin Abueva, Ian Sangalang, Ronald Pascual.
Yeah, and for those who say that there isn't talent in the NCAA, there is so much talent in the NCAA. A lot of people still favor the UAAP over the NC. But, you know, a lot of the PBA players who are active right now are from the NCAA.
Binanggit mo na yung mga NCAA players. You have guys like Geo Ambohot, Adrian Nokum, Justin Arana, na naglaro nung nakaraang PhilBasket Subic Bubble, really making an impact on their respective teams. Meanwhile, Jong Baloria, too strong on that free.
Nobody stopping the ball there. Jexter Apinan comfortably dribbling into the front court and kicking it out to Jong Baloria. A sigh of relief there for the Cavaliers as he missed a three-point opportunity.
61-36 in favor of Tanduay. Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter. Custodio, hindi pa rin tumidira. Ayan, narinig na ako. Misses on that free.
Little bit hesitant right there. Dexter Ambinan sagging him off a bit.
Missed his last 9 3-point attempts. Talking about Joffer Custodio. Baloria swings it back to Olivares. 10 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Linganay, pumukol sa 3. No! Alonso grabs the board. At siya na rin nagdala dito. Hands it off, Villahermosa. Quiet so far, only 6 points. Kani, in-attack and defense ito ni Olivares. Wala pa din as happily as available via grab, delivery, and takeout. Olivares adding to the woes netong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers.
And they are just cruising right now in transition. Talking about the Tanduay Masters, another 3-on-2 break.
Halfway point here in the third quarter. Custodio. Inatake itong si Linganay. Kani, aggressive drive to the hoop and gets rewarded with a trip to the line.
You can see the aggressiveness is right there for AFP, but they have to translate that into better looks and more intelligent reads going to the basket. That time, Hubert Kani able to break down the defense with that baseline drive.
Hubert Kani from Bacoor, Cavite. Actually had his best game contra sa Nueva Ecija Capitals. 10 points on 4 out of 7 shooting, but that time missing on that free throw. As Wilson is the official game ball of the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship.
Hubert Kani, best known for his stint in the juniors division with the NU Bullpups, but not a lot of people know he first started his career with the UE Junior Warriors. And I think also, I believe the LaSalle Green Hills program, he was also part of that.
Bouncing around, ito si Hubert Kani, but no mistake about it. A bona fide point guard para dito sa Cavaliers. But his team struggling right now, down by 32 points. 7 seconds sa shot clock nitong Tanduay. Ito, Rudy Lingganay, well-traveled ito. Played in Indonesia, in Malaysia, after playing for the UE Red Warriors. Cross-court pass, Lingganay. Natapik ang bola. 5 seconds na lang matitira sa shot clock nitong ROM Masters.
So far, the defense on this possession para sa AFP able to stymie the attack of the Tanduay Masters, but an offensive rebound once again. 2 offensive rebounds, and possession still stays with the red shirts.
John Colina really trying to battle itong si Jextra Pinan and Mark Cruz. A tall order for him. Valoria kontra dito kay Alcoriza. Attacks na closeout. Ooh! Bracing his fall itong si Jong Valoria. Looks like he's okay.
Buti na lang nasalo siya doon. That was a dangerous drive there. Kani, of course, no intention to hurt right there. Jong Valoria just had trouble controlling his momentum going down.
Kaya nga hindi na nag-bother itong referees to review that play. No malicious intent. As Valoria back at the line, averaging almost 10 points a game, 26 points kontra sa ICC Blue Hawks.
That was his breakout game in this tournament, Ken. After scoring 9 points against the Nueva Ecija Capitals, only scored 7, 8, and 7, and then 2 against the Kuala Lumpur Seal. And then that breakout game happened, 26 points. Right now, picking up from where he left off in that last game, this only bodes well para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters as they go deeper into this tournament and into the playoffs. Very important for a gunner like Jong Valoria to get his confidence back.
Meanwhile, Custodio still empty from beyond the arc. 0 of 10. Valoria thinking free, wala. Under 4 minutes left in the third. 34 big points ang lamang netong Tanduay as a prize money sponsor is brought to us by Medisure Pharmacy. Crossover dribble, Alcoriza gets whacked there by Rudy Lingganay.
Lorenz Alcoriza started this game, has already played 7 minutes, almost 8 in our match, but hasn't really made an impact in this game. Still 0 points to his name. Has a chance to put points on the board.
Coach Ronnie Canding searching for answers. Napatawag siya ng timeout dito. His team down by 34, 71 to 37 here in the third quarter. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center kung saan naghahabol itong Cavaliers. 71-37. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan alongside Javi Palanya, Coach Ronnie Kahanding. Still trying to light up the fire nitong Cavaliers. Also kasama din namin Kathy Abayon from the sidelines. At abangan nyo rin ang ating third game, the Kuala Lumpur Asil taking on the AMA Online Education.
And it hasn't been a good stint from the free throw area para dito sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. The rare times they've been at the line, only 6 makes out of their 10 attempts. 60%, quite decent, but not really. It tells you how much less aggressiveness that they've had compared to the Tanduay Rum Masters in going inside the lane and fishing for those fouls.
Itong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers, during their last 2 losses, only averaged 66 points a contest. That tells you, talagang hirap talaga silang maka-generate ng offense.
Well, the pressure defense has forced a lot of turnovers, and whenever they get to cross their front court, hirap naman sila because also the half-court defense of Tanduay has been very solid, forcing AFP into a lot of difficult scenarios in the half-court.
Jong Baloria, meanwhile, 26 points na, matching his output in their last game. Pressure defense being applied here by the red shirts. Colina. Very frustrated here. Natawagan siya ng traveling.
Nothing really going right here for the Cavaliers. John Colina, we all know also from the Adamson Soaring Falcons program.
As Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leoni Agri Corporation. Olivares kontra dito kay Alcoriza. Ablaza, pabong pasok dito. Knocks down that mid-range jumper.
That is the third time he has knocked down a shot from that similar distance despite having a hand in his face.
Mark Villarmosa really struggling para dito sa Cavaliers. They are now staring at that 37-point deficit. De La Virgen. Pasa dito kay Ablaza. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the third. Olivares posting up Kani. Kicks it out. Ablaza for free. No. John Ray. Balik dito kay MJ De La Virgen.
Kung ano yung swerte sa opensa nitong Tanduay, yun naman ang naging malas para dito sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers in this game.
Kani swings it. Alcoriza trying to get things going, and that tipsy-do drops.
Will that be finally the spark para dito sa Cavaliers? Because we are already winding down this third period, and their top scorer is still Marv Villahermosa at 6 points. Meanwhile, Jong Baloria is already leading with 26 points.
Alcoriza trying to add to his total. Too strong on that free.
Ill-advised shot, I still must say, para dito kay Renz Alcoriza. Could have gone for a higher percentage shot. Time winding down dito sa ating third quarter, and you need a lot of good baskets to finish this quarter strong.
88 seconds left in the third. John Ray, too strong. John Colina trying to hustle back on offense. Turnover again for the Cavaliers. That's already their 15th. Meanwhile, Renz Alcoriza, acrobatic drive, and that move of the game is brought to you by Pure Gold.
One of the very few bright spots in this game for the white shirts.
Alcoriza has struggled for much of the season. Played for the Nueva Ecija best friend last year in the Subic bubble. Meanwhile, Lordy Casajeros pinasok na dito ni Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
But Casajeros still hasn't had a dent on this game.
Binabantayan niya dito si Ablaza. Ang Boluto nakikipagpwestuhan sa loob. Kontra dito kay Custodio. De La Virgen. Kicks it out. John Ray for free. No. Ablaza second serving. Casajeros visibly frustrated.
John Ray Villanueva attempting a 3, but no one really there to challenge Cedric Ablaza. Casajeros was on his behind, and all Ablaza could do was snatch that ball and go up for the putback.
That instant replay was brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Frustrated si Casajeros doon because he wasn't able to box out etong si Ced Ablaza. Ced Ablaza, one of the leading scorers dito sa Phil Basket. Knocks down his 9th point of the game. At 40 na ang lamang nitong Tanduay, doubling the output nitong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers, 80-40.
And Keith Pido dribbling right into trouble. That is the problem when you go up against a press defense. Those sidelines are danger zones because that is where the defense is able to go for those double teams and force you into turnovers or ill-advised passes.
De La Virgen, nahanap si Ambuluto sa loob.
De La Virgen attracting all of that defense, and Ambuluto only one man to challenge for that shot.
John Ambuluto recently played in the PBA. Time winding down here for the Cavaliers. Almost another turnover. Custodio recovers just in time for that mid-range jumper.
Only the second basket by Joffer Custodio in this game.
Time winding down as John Ray Villanueva tries to beat the buzzer, and he does! Punctuating a dominant game so far para dito sa Tanduay. 85-42. 43-point lead, Javi.
This is unbelievable. Tanduay just keeps on punching it in this game, and John Ray Villanueva from few feet away from the three-point area despite the defense right in his grill, and that will count for him.
And he is loving that three-pointer, and why not? Pagkalaking lamang para dito sa Tanduay, 85-42 at the end of the third. GMA Online Education getting ready for their game kontra sa bisita nating Kuala Lumpur Asil. That's John Ray Villanueva, the former Pasig Santa Lucia realtor, drilling that three-pointer to end the third. Kaya lamang sila dito, 85-42. 5 on the floor for the white shirts. Diwa, who attempts a three. Joffer Custodio, Marv Villarmosa, Lordy Casajeros, and Keith Pido. Samantala, for the red shirts. Go ahead, Avi.
Look at the quarter scoring right there, Ken. 30 points in 2 quarters, reaching the 30-point barrier twice in this game para sa Tanduay Rum Masters, and just bleak offensive production para dito sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers.
At pabigat pa yung 5 na nasa loob nitong Tanduay. King importante, John Ray Villanueva, Ced Ablaza, MJ De La Virgen, at ito si John Ambuluto. King importante, putback attempt, no. Ambuluto carves some space inside.
A lucky break supposedly for the Cavaliers because importante missed his putback attempt, but Ambuluto, nobody to challenge him for another offensive rebound.
Tandaan natin, the Davao Occidental Tigers record for most number of in terms of the lead, mga 50 points yata. I have to check later. 50-point blowout. Meanwhile, Keith Pido trying to elude itong depensa ito ni MJ De La Virgen. 45-point margin para dito sa Tanduay Rom Masters.
There was that blindside double once again that was coming. King Importante. See there that offensive rebound, and only Keith Pido to challenge the much taller John Ambuludo. Lefty half finish inside.
And that move of the game is brought to you by Pure Gold. Pido. Hanap dito si Custodio. 7 seconds to work with. Cross-court pass. Shot clock winding down as Keith Pido unable to beat the buzzer. Ablaza. 45-point lead para dito sa Tanduay. Ablaza spins inside and drops that layup.
The veteran opting not to pass any of his teammates and take it upon himself. Going for the drive in the spin over Joffer Custodio. Easy score there para kay Cedric Ablaza.
Casajeros kontra dito kay Ablaza. And he drains that mid-range J.
A rare miscue on defense right there for the Rum Masters, but really just a dominant game on both ends of the floor para dito sa koponan ni Coach Cholo Villanueva. Already 91 points at this game. We are just nowhere near the halfway point of our fourth period.
Lord Casajeros draining that shot over Cedric Ablaza. But still a 45-point lead. King Importante, Jake Diwa nagbanggaan doon.
You gotta play honest defense. Coach Ronnie Kahanding, I'm sure, is not happy with the way his boys are playing. I know that they are down so much at this point and might be not enough time for them to come back into this game. But you want your boys to play hard, even if you're down by this big, because there is still time left on the clock.
Sa tandaan natin, there's still 8 spots left sa quarterfinal round. Yung quotient may come into play, although yung Tanduay Rum Masters mukhang safely in the first spot. As we see, Bren Motol also played last year in the PhilBasket Subic bubble.
First entry of the game for Bren Motol. Instant offense right away. And also Haritano checking in para dito kay Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
Haritano also from Zamboanga. Kasama niya dito si Darwin Cordero. 7 minutes left here in the fourth. King Importante. Inatake and depensa. Ambuluto again, another offensive rebound.
Oh, he's gonna run out of real estate on that occasion. Possession shifting back dito para sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers.
6 minutes and 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Still a 42 advantage. Wow, I never thought I'd be saying that.
Kaya nga eh. Grabe. Tanduay Rum Masters obliterating yung season average nila in terms of points. 84.7 points a contest. Meanwhile, King Importante, may agaw na naman doon. Wraparound pass dito kay Darwin Lonor.
Put that on the highlight play. King Importante. Woo! Just a great dish off right there for his trailing big man. Lunor also seeing his first action of the match.
Casajeros kontra dito kay Lunor. Pido attempts a three. That's short. 44-point lead. Hirap na ako mag-math, Javi, sa laki ng laman. Under 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. De La Virgen. Pasa dito kay John Ray. Ambuluto wide open. Too strong. John Ambuluto carves some space inside.
Our referee is not calling the contact right there.
And a foul whistled here.
46 rebounds compared to just 22 see that again. Excellent delivery right there by King Importante.
Woohoo!
All-important pass.
That assist delivery is brought to you by Happily, which is now available via grab delivery and takeout. Tanduay Run Masters, alam natin, rich in basketball history, played in the PBA and in the PBL. Ako, pinaka naaalala ko dyan, si Eric Mink.
Oh yeah.
Tanduay.
Eric Menk, of course, one of the best who's ever seen action on a court here dito sa Pilipinas. Of course, more famously played for Barangay Ginebra.
Sa Tanduay, ang daming pinalalong championships in the PBL. As ito, bagong pasok dito. For the Cavaliers, that's Roger Maligon. Darwin Lonor, no. 45-point lead, and Wilson is the official game ball of the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship.
And despite this humongous lead that Tanduay has right now, the effort is still there. They're getting to their spots. They're playing great defense, going down on the court, not giving up on those easy opportunities that AFP wants to make for themselves. Really stamping their class on this game.
45-point lead. As Roger Maligon trying to barrel inside. De La Virgen just past the halfway point here in the fourth quarter. Tanduay looking good. Will go up 7-0 unless itong Cavaliers could make a miraculous run here, while itong AFP-FSD Cavaliers would drop to an even 4-4 record.
Well, just like a phrase that I always like to borrow from one of the legends of Philippine broadcasting, Miko Alili, unless a miracle of
biblical
proportions happens, this game is already in the bag for Tanduay.
Learning some vocab words from Tito Mix. .407 left here in the fourth. El Francisco. Jesus Sinchon pinasok na dito for Tanduay.
Coach Cholo Villanueva, I saw they're still complaining to their referees because they are not calling the contact on the offensive end, but an unsportsmanlike foul is signaled here by our referees. They will review this. And that is the second unsportsmanlike foul called in this game laban sa AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. That speaks a lot of frustration, but at the same time, a lack of mental fortitude and focus para dito sa koponan ni Coach Ronnie Kahanding. They have not been able to keep their cool in check, and that is not good because they're already down big. And that speaks a lot about their lack of focus in this game.
Pero downgrade naman. Blocking foul lang tinawag dito kay Tano.
Okay, that was just a slight brush. So it would be just a regular foul.
So hinahanap ko pa din yung biggest margin ever dito sa Phil Basket. But as it stands, 43-point lead para dito sa Tanduay. Under 4 minutes left. Dinagdagan pa dyan. Joshua Gonzalez with his fourth three-pointer.
He continues his stellar play.
Bren Motol still fighting on their goal staff. That's good.
So Bren Motol, a guard, but always likes to operate in the shaded area. Likes to get his points from that distance.
El Francisco natawagan doon ng foul. 44-point lead. Ayun, nakita ko na. Davao Occidental Tigers Coco Life defeated itong Muntinlupa defenders by 58, 108-50.
Wow.
And I recall yung second largest nangyari din dito. I'm trying to find that stat. Meanwhile, 100 to 54 lamang dito on Tanduay Rom Masters.
Already breaking the century mark right here are the red shirts.
That three doesn't drop. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in our ball game. John Ambuluto.
And another fast break finish by Tanduay. The bigs always on the opportunity to finish on the break para dito sa Tanduay. King Ambuluto, the one right there, finishing para sa Tanduay.
Parang Tanduay din yung may record doon, the second most in terms of the largest deficit. 42 points when they won against AMA back on March 23, 122 to 80.
And right now, it's already a 46-point advantage. So Tanduay really a beacon of excellence dito sa ating liga.
So far have dominated their opponents. Talking about the Tanduay Rom Masters.
2 minutes and 27 left here. And a huge lead here by Tanduay. But Coach Cholo Villanueva still up on the sidelines coaching. Even if there is a huge advantage on the scoreboard, because there is still time left on the clock, he wants his boys to play hard, play the right way.
Actually, Javi, maganda kwentuhan mo naman kami. Nanood ka for the first time in the UAAP. First time people in the stands allowed. How was the experience that nung Saturday na yun?
Well, it was definitely something that I missed. I used to write for the University of the Philippines website, and I covered all the UAAP games in the past few seasons. And really, you know, the crowd is something that is very important in the UAAP because a lot of players draw their strength from their crowds. Kulang na lang drums talaga, Ken.
Oo nga eh.
But definitely, the energy of the crowd really added to the experience of watching the UAAP. And add to that, after the game, Richie Rivero asked Andrea Brillantes to be his girlfriend.
Magandang gayahin. Magandang magayahin yun.
Well, if you ask me, it was too big of a gesture for something like that. Kung siguro nag-propose siya, baka pwede pa eh. But what, you know, it just puts unwanted pressure on a relationship. What if mag-break sila eh? Di ba? Marami na naman magsasalita, di ba?
Parang feeling ko si Tikboy, yung floor director natin, kayang gawin yung mga ganong klaseng galawan eh.
Ang tanong, sino yung itatanong ni Tikboy?
Yun ang tanong. Di ba, Tikboy?
Pero mukhang maraming prospect si Tikboy.
Yun tayo eh. But ito, 102 to 56. John Ambuluto looks like he's cramping up. But sulit. Natapilok pala. Tingnan natin. We'll probably get an update here.
Ooh.
Oh, nasty. Tweak of that ankle, Javi.
Oh, that's not something that you want. Especially from a key player in your rotation.
Saka the game is essentially over. And ito, John Ambuluto, for sure, kakailanganin nila in the next few games. Tandaan natin, we've had players na are already out for the season. Readback League for AMA hasn't played in a long time. Megan Mahadivan for Kuala Lumpur. Bumalik na yata sa Malaysia eh because of that knee problem he sustained early in the season.
I believe that was a PCL tear.
Oh, PCL tear. Tama. Pero sulit naman punta niya dito. Na-meet niya si Leighton Megan, di ba?
And may I just remark, Ken, that itong Tanduay still has yet to use the services of former Arellano University chief Levy Hernandez, who is just waiting in the wings for the PBA 3x3 season to finish before he can see action here in the PhilBasket Summer Championship. But imagine Tanduay is already a force to be reckoned with this current roster that they have. Will it be good for Coach Cholo Villanueva injecting someone new into the lineup this deep into the tournament? Or will it even be better for them? That is the question that has to be answered by the Rum Masters when Levy Hernandez is back into the lineup.
May tagong alas pa dito si Coach Cholo Villanueva. Interesting kung paano niya ma-acclimate si Levi Hernandez. We're already deep here in the PhilBasket Summer Championship. Actually, bilis ng mga laro dito, Javi. In less than 2 weeks, it's the quarterfinals na. So it's really important for all of these teams to rack on wins para sa positioning dun sa top 8.
And AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers before this game were tied with the San Juan Knights at a 4-3 record identically. But now this puts them at 4-4 in a half game above the Kuala Lumpur ASEAL. But the ASEAL has a chance to move up in the standings and go for that number 4 spot in the quarterfinal. So still a very high chance for the Malaysians to go for the twice to beat incentive. And who would have thought that they would be this high prior to our season?
Siguro kung may silver lining dito sa Cavaliers, yung last 3 games nila kung saan they lost, talaga mabibigatin. Nueva Ecija, All-Star Bacolod, and ito, Tanduay Rom Masters. Although they didn't really make a good account of themselves, apart from siguro sa Bacolod, kasi medyo dikit naman yon. Yung mga natitirang games nila, very winnable naman yun eh.
That's right. And maybe, you know, it has been a problem for them because of the tough schedule that they've had. But you can't really offer any excuse on the court. You just have to play hard, play smart, play your game. And you let the outcome decide it for itself with the way you play the game.
It's been brutal so far for AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers. 4 games in the last 5 days. And to add on to their woes, Tanduay Rom Masters really dominant in this win. 106-80, 46-point margin. The second largest in PhilBasket history. Only behind that bludgeoning that Davao gave out yung Muntinlupa defenders in the PhilBasket Subic bubble. As itong Tanduay Rom Masters will pad their standing 7-0, unblemished. Samantala, itong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers drops to 4-4, dropping 3 straight.
Tanduay definitely locking in that number 1 spot as they go into their last 4 games of the tournament. Samantalang itong AFP-FSD Makati Cavaliers nanganganib pa na mawala dun sa top 4. So they are currently now at number 5 ahead of the Kuala Lumpur ASEAL. So let's see how they will bounce back, if they can bounce back from this 4-game losing skid that they're having. Or will their losing woes continue?
Meanwhile, Kathy Abayon is ready with the Pure Gold Best Player of the Game.
Thank you, Ken. I'm with Jong Valoria, our Pure Gold Best Player of the Game. Jong, congratulations. What a commanding win. Jong, lahat kayo nakapasok today in today's game and delivered 55 bench points. Gaano ka-importante yun coming into the next round?
Siguro kami naman si Coach kasi lagi niya sinasabi sa amin, ready kami lagi. Kahit sinong gamitin, ibigay sa'yo 1 minute or 2 minutes, ganun, mag-contribute lang. Bawat isa makapag-contribute. Ayun, tulong-tulong lang.
And well, it worked for today. Meron pa kayong mga pinaghandaan for today's game? Meron kayong 2 araw na nagpahinga kayo bago ito?
Yes, bali nag-break kami ng 1 day and then 1 day preparation para sa game na to. Lagi naman sinasabi ni Coach sa amin kahit break, huwag kayong magpabaya sa katawan nyo. Gusto ni Coach kasi going kami pataas hanggang playoffs.
Okay, I think marami kang babatiin.
Marami nga binabati ko nga pala, mama ko si Minda, papa ko si Eric, si kuya ko Angelo, ate Hazel, ate Sharon, si Jing, si Meng, Doroha family, Palaka family, pinsan ko sila Japet, Jael, J. Mark, Mervin, Valoria family. Mervin bro, happy birthday, hindi kita nabati ng Anthony, Uncle Ed, Tite, Cormarlon, Mayor Maniego, sa Alinganay family, importante family sa Bukidnon, lahat ng taga-Kulambugan, Pampanga, binabati ko kayong lahat. Yes.
Congratulations, Jong. Back to you, Ken and Javi.
Thank you, Kathy. At itong Tanduay Rom Masters cruising to a 7-0 record, and that best player of the game is presented to you by Pure Gold. 106-60 ang ating laro. But coming up next, the Kuala Lumpur Asil will take on AMA Online Education on behalf of Javi Palanya and Kathy Abayon. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Stay tuned for our main game dito lang sa 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship.